Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny 5 Alive here, and I am joined with Xanaxor!
Hello!
And welcome back to another Park Spotlight. We have quite the crazy one in store for you today with gajillions of miles of track. So stay tuned, and let's get into it. Alright, welcome back everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. We're jumping right on into things with Smiler Towers, created by Matthew Scott, a unregistered member, a Diamond Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. Come join us on Discord, Matthew, and get registered. My name is Matthew, and this is my biggest Planet Coaster park. This is the ultimate Planet Coaster theme park with 14 coasters, 13 flat rides, and 3 water rides. Includes a beautiful themed entrance and a monorail with multiple shops around the park. Boom! Quick and easy. The ultimate Planet Coaster park.
We decide.
We will decide your fate. Okay, let's get into it. So here we are, a nice park entrance.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Very festive and playful and fun. And I am actually getting a pretty big frame hit on this one. Bit of a mega park in that sense. It's looking good.
Yeah.
Multiple entrances, almost got hit by an axe.
Oh, that's nice. Actually, I like this section.
Makes you want to pee?
No, I just did. Thanks.
Okay. Well, opening area leaves a little bit to be desired.
Yeah.
We need to see a little bit more welcoming. Yeah. Definitely gotta work on the inside a little bit.
That's for sure.
Monorail going across. Well, let's, there's, what, 14 coasters in this park, so I guess that'll be the thing that we pay attention to the most. Just bang, one after another. So here we go. The first one of the day is going to be a monstrosity wooden coaster. Green across the board. There's a look at the stats. Vertical G's are a little bit high. Lateral G's are a little bit high. Might be a little bit extreme. Let's find out. Shall we? Well then, it's the first bit of feedback. How long is the wait? Okay, not too bad. Well, let's talk about it.
Can we see the heat maps?
Yes we can. Heat maps. You want to see what, lateral, vertical?
Vertical, yeah. I think it's all after your lift hills.
Yeah. Well, my feedback was going to be that it's almost like robotic in nature. Banking turned on, banking turned off, down a hill, up a hill. You know, it's like check the box. There's no like gradual in between on anything. You can definitely feel that. Like we get to the bottom and immediately going back up. There's not enough, yeah, just, it's a little bit tight. And same with here. We're like going down and then bank it, right? And then as we're getting out of some of those transitions, it's like unbank. It's just very extreme. Right? One extreme to the next. And then we have this one giant stretch. I've never seen that in Planet Coaster history. It's like a 1 kilometer track, just straight. Maybe add some bunny hills, some, you know, little airtime bumps in there, something. Second lift wasn't necessary either. You probably had enough to get this coaster back to the station. Especially if you chop out all that. Like, if it didn't go off that second lift, it wouldn't have much speed here. You could have brought it back and around and in, right?
And I do think, like, at some point, I mean, you are giving yourself a lot of space to make these really nice banking turns, right? And
you're
then
not utilizing it.
Yeah, and then some you just go, like, on the bottom left there, it's just a tiny, I mean, that's rough.
This one?
There. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
You know, so
yeah, it's from one extreme to the next, and I think if you just toned down everything like 30% and then smooth your in-betweens, you'd be on your way to making something solid. Because the layout's not bad, but it's just a little bit all over the place. Well, hopefully, like that, it seems like that was might have been your first coaster of your park, unless it was one of these guys. But hopefully, we see some improvements throughout the coasters as we go. Right? Okay. Well.
Yeah, this is also wait, the pathing. Let me just stop there.
It's a bit messy.
This,
some gardens.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah, it's like either raise the terrain or decorate this, because a lot of new builders get these squiggly lines with pathing.
Yes.
And it just doesn't really look nice or decorated.
Yeah, so. and we came off of Starport Sunshine Park, which is in the same bracket, or I guess newer builder, as this unregistered member. And this is the stuff that I was expecting to see from his park. That's what we see from a lot of these newer creations. And I think going and looking at the Sunshine Park as inspiration will help you a lot, because there's someone that's, you know, just as new to the game as you, putting attention to detail in the pathwork. And it doesn't need to be much, just a little garden here, you know, a little garden here, rock bed up there, done. Maybe something for the boarding station would have been nice, but yeah, so we got a junior Wendigo here. Let's check this out. And for this guy, I want to ride at the back. Nobody's getting on this ride. Did we see the stats? Is it me, or is that really rattly?
It was. I think the smoothing tool is going to be your best friend.
It's so strange to me. Why is it rattling so much?
There's a part coming up that I recorded, which had the same thing, where the person made the train super long.
Yeah.
And also that affects your coaster a lot.
Right.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
It's
changes the weight, the friction.
Yeah, you know, dragging everything along.
Yeah. Okay. So we have another coaster here. A little bit of a better boarding station on this. Looks like it's a floorless werewolf. There we go. 1,000 meters in length. Did it really? 1,000? Jeez. Well, there we go. It's just going to be one after another. Non-stop coasters. bit rough on that one. I think the lateral G's is going to be hurting on this. Do we check them? Oh my god, 6 laterals. Yeah, I could definitely feel it on the ride. Look at the heat maps there, because we're dropping down and then turning. Dropping down and then turning. As right here as well. Let's take a look at these laterals. Are you still there, Zell? Did I lose you? We lost Zell. He went away. He won't be coming back for a while. Bye now. Yeah, there's a lot of lateral problems on this guy, especially that one turn there. This one as well. I could definitely see it and feel it when from the rider's seat. I could almost tell that it was something wrong there, and then looking at it after six laterals, way too heavy. So for you newer builders that are trying to aim for standards, try to go below 3 lateral and 6 vertical. Try to stay below that and just keep an eye on these heat maps specifically. I'm gonna check Discord and see what happened to Zelixor.
Oh, I still hear you.
Oh, you just went quiet.
No.
I literally said bye to you and everything. Wrote you a letter.
No, I heard you, but you hear me?
Yeah.
No? Good. Okay. Well, you know what I think about the coaster as well? It's a bit of, if you're new and you see the stats, like, can you highlight it again? And it's green across the board.
I win.
You might think that's good, but you have to ride it, and all the whipping constantly left, right. It's
But that's where the game fails to deliver information to the viewer.
Yes, for sure.
People might not know that 6 lateral G's is bad.
Of course.
The game should really highlight this as red when it goes over, and it should result in the test ratings.
Yeah.
It's not really good. These are bad. These never show proper statistics.
No, but if you're new, of course, you're like, wow, nice. I made it all green across the board.
I made a good coaster, yeah.
Yeah. But if you ride it, I mean, you just want to, it doesn't have to be realistic. Let's be honest, it's a video game.
No.
But if you ride it, it has to be somewhat smooth, right?
We might skip a couple of these. This log flume doesn't look that entertaining, if I'm going to be completely honest.
I mean, log flumes, I also don't ride them if they're not...
No, there's nothing going on up here.
If they're not completely, like, decorated. Unless it's like a recreation park or something, then I understand it. But
the River Rapids looks a little bit better. We can kind of just take a look at it, but it is a little bit slower. See, this is a little bit better, having the rocks and stuff on the left and right. Got this cool little thing going up here. Some lights, a bridge. That's kind of nice. Yeah, this is a lot better.
This is what you should do, with your coasters.
With the coasters, yeah.
Yeah. This is...
bit of an issue here.
Maybe it's just muddy terrain. But this is the kind of stuff you have to do with your coasters as well.
Yeah.
It's look really nice.
Yeah, this is a lot better. And why did you not give that treatment to your log flume? Just do what you did there over here.
Yeah, you can make this one whole cohesive area, right, with the jungle.
Yeah, and then you have your water coaster. So really what you should do with this whole area is make it feel like a Wavy Willard's water park. Come up with something, big crocodile in the front, do something fun with it, right? And then put in some water and lakes and different things around here, and some sprinklers going up. Use all those water... What?
This building. Quite nice, the layers to it.
Fernando's Burritos.
Yeah. Bernardo's...
You did one, and won the shop contest.
Shop contest, yeah. Okay, so we got a cascade.
It looks like it's a bit of a struggle on this guy, too.
Yeah, especially after that second drop there. Or what is it? Yeah,
so with the cascades, you kind of want to... You're trying to do a little bit too much with the coaster. It's way too extreme.
Can you see the stats?
Yeah. 8 vertical G's, 5 lateral. It's way too extreme. This is supposed to be more like a log flume. I'm gonna save us by not riding it, but we can look at it and see that there's major issues. That it's not a corkscrew. You don't need to lift this high and to drop that low, and then if you're gonna flip the boat. If this game was RCT, the boat would be gone.
Yeah. A good example, I think, if you wanna have a quick look at a nice cascade, is in Dania, the one that Wix made.
Right.
You don't have to look too far back, you don't have to search for it. So it's like, you have a look at that, and then you can see what is, nice. Of course, people go more extreme than like Wix did in Dania, but it's a nice example of a good, solid, easygoing cascade.
Let's check out the RMC. I always like a good RMC, and the laterals are fine here, and vertical's fine. So not over the top, green across the board. So this one's a little bit better. Let's see how it rides, though. Didn't ride as well as the stats say it should have, but I think what your my feedback on this one is going to be your pacing, right? Like, and not only the pacing, but the size of the pre-made pieces. You have way too much speed going into some of these pieces. Like, that's such a small pre-made shape for how much speed that you had. You could easily go double or triple the size on some of these, even this one. So the coaster kind of slows down as it's going through there, just whipping through, so much whipping between all of your elements. Right? So just give a little bit more space in between, so it's not going from one into the next, so that you can actually smooth it and increase the size of them, and, you know, treat it by a case-by-case basis. So after your first lift, you go ride that. Was it too fast? Did it have way too much momentum? Do I need to make this shape a little bit bigger? Going into the next one, test that again. And when you get into something like this, you can't really adjust it now because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 pre-made pieces all combined into one chaotic frenzy, and it becomes a little bit too much.
No, it's ride your coaster and check for clipping issues, because especially with these, the supports just get in the way if you make the pre-made pieces, so, or if you use the pre-made pieces.
Yeah, I recognize this. Or maybe. I guess just ribbon are very universal. They all end up looking the same, don't they?
I mean, we had like 5 in the contest or something.
Wow.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That is. That's really nice. Should we go on this megalithic coaster? What's the height on that? Biggest drop, 100 meters.
It's not too crazy. Just looks like
it looks insane. Well, hopefully we survive this one. The stats aren't insanely crazy, so let's see. These poor people. Good luck. Bye now. I want to hit a different perspective on this. All right, here we go. Brace yourselves. That first drop. Where's that airtime hill? Is this the first drop?
Yeah.
There's like this tiny airtime hill. I think everyone would have broken their supports and just shot straight into the air. Right? Look at the airtime count. It's like 4 seconds throughout this thing. 4 seconds where you're like, please don't let this bar snap. Please don't let this bar snap. Oh my god. Oh. So again, yeah, what you really got to pace out is, like, when your coaster comes down, bring it back up to like a relative height again, right? That airtime hill just whoof. Bye bye. Bye now. Yeah, and then with that, you know, some of the turns, they're just so small in comparison to the speed that you have going into them. You're gonna squish the guy next to you, break your thighs. It's a bit radical.
It is. Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I think we can survive the flying coaster, the winged coaster.
You know, and I'm looking at your workshop, and you already finished your entry for the contest.
What?
In a day, which is kind of special.
That's kind of special. Are you kidding? Okay.
No, I'm
here's
not
the Cloud Runner. Really? I didn't. We checked the submission form today, and there was no submissions in.
Oh, maybe it's not submitted yet, but It's
Yeah.
on his workshop. So.
Let me see. That's special.
So maybe you want to,
Take your
watch
time.
this video, yeah, and work with the feedback that we gave you, and maybe edit your mini park a bit, because from what I can see, yeah, it could use some feedback that we gave.
Look, yeah, looking at your mini park submission right now, you're doing the same problem here. It's a 40 by 40 and you have spots like this.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at the Ferris wheel, the coaster, all the Center Plaza areas, you have spots that are open on a 40 by 40. So you're definitely missing out. The big element of theme parks is having these bushes going along, lampposts, benches, bins, like a Center Plaza, some walkways in between, some centerpiece plazas, and things just decorating it and feeling immersive, and having some shops along the side somewhere, some midway games, It's very just like, I put my stuff over there, how do I get my path there, right?
I mean, there are theme parks, of course, where they're just coasters and they have not a lot of decoration, and then there are like completely themed parks, which, are
but
so
this is a video
immersive
game, we
that-
want a mixture.
Of course. So, like if you go for realism, I get it, but it has to be a mixture. You have to be immersed in the park that you're in.
Yes.
And it cannot be, there are no open fields of theme parks, right? Where you have to cross like a football field to get to the next coaster.
Yes. Yeah. So hopefully you can take some of this feedback and apply it to your mini park, and take another look at your coasters on that park as well.
Yeah. I already see some things in those movies.
I kind of zoned out for the first little bit, to be honest, but I think this one with some smoothing, you've taken that, because you're trying to make it airy, open, wide, and make it more flowy. It made it less radical because your pre-made pieces are so much bigger, right? Like it doesn't have insane speeds going through here. With that said, like there's a few sharp kinks coming around the end here, like this drop here. Break everybody's spines in half. If you just smooth some of that stuff out, I think this might be one of your better coasters with some smoothing. Yeah,
I'm still stuck on the mini park, by the way. Didn't you say a maximum of 3 main rides?
Yeah, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
So that's another thing. Like
You gotta pay attention, and yeah, that's an immediate disqualification.
And also, a park is not good because it has 20 rides in it.
Right.
20 coasters. It doesn't matter. It's about the quality of the rides.
To quote your submission, you did say the ultimate theme park ever made or something. And it's not more makes it epic. It's sometimes the best theme parks we've seen. I could think back to, what was it, that Dragon Valley one? It had like
even have
5
coasters.
rides. They didn't even have a single coaster.
Yeah.
And it was one of my favorite all-time parks. It's the quality over quantity that really drives it home. So with that said, try to compact your theming and spread out your coasters. It's right now we got like the opposite happening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these are a little bit. I'm gonna have to skip a couple, I think. What do you think? Which ones should we go on? This one doesn't look too bad.
I want to try this one.
But this one I'm gonna skip, I think. It's very similar to the last Junior that we just went on.
Although the theming is better, that's for sure.
Okay, I like the side building. That big dragon's really cool. Yeah, I do want to talk about the mini contest now that you brought it up after we ride this coaster here. So let's look at the stats on this one. 6 lateral Gs and 10 vertical. That is absolutely insane.
A miracle that people go on it.
Right? Was it green?
Yeah, it was green.
Jeez. And you did. Oh. Oh. The poor lady. Oh. Okay, Zell. That's a...
I mean, you know, if this would have been Fear Factor...
Fear is not a factor for you. Oh. Sorry. Oh.
Yeah, professional, Jody.
Keep it professional. I'm trying, man. These coasters are killing me. And I don't mean to be mean, but...
No. I think it's just because you started with this, the ultimate theme park.
Yeah, and then let's also be honest. You have 3,000 people in Discord who are professional at making coasters, and you could definitely stop and ask for a little bit of feedback here and there, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen coasters and spotlights in the past that have a crazy, you know, we try to feature a wide variety of builder skills on this show. And we try to give feedback, and we've seen similar parks like this where we've given feedback and the creators come back and created better stuff. I think we have one upcoming from Night OP who did one similar to this, but we gave them a lot of feedback, and I'm hoping to see in the next one that they improve. So this is why we want to see what you come back with after some of the feedback, but it comes to a point, that's why I've had to skip a couple, because, you know, the basics, the very basics of looking at your lateral and your vertical. I've mentioned this on the show probably 1,000 times. Like, everybody should be looking at their lateral, their vertical, their heat maps this far into the show and this far into the community, right? Unless you've been living under a rock and you've never seen the community, you would have known that this is something we talk about on a day-to-day basis, you know? And we can see those extremities on every single one of your coasters to a point where not one of them should have been rideable by the guests, but this game is a little, it has way too much leeway.
But also in this coaster, like on the right there, just after the loop, I mean, you see that's a super unnatural curve, right?
I see a few.
Yeah, just top, all the way at the top there. Yeah, when it drops down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just super unnatural. So that should already trigger your brain like, oh wait, something is going wrong here. Like, you would know the car wouldn't never stay up.
Right.
This would be accident city. The park would be closed after a day.
Yeah, so without making too much fun, but actually trying to give constructive feedback, is that we want you in the next thing that you do, keep an eye on your G-forces, keep an eye on your smoothing, you know? For example, just closing the ride down, edit the track. It's as simple as grabbing a singular piece and smoothing in between, you know? It doesn't take a whole lot. And there's a lot of pieces that we've seen that haven't really utilized that smoothing tool, and that's a little bit too sharp. You need to bring it out as well. But sometimes hitting smooth all will kind of pull that out a little bit, right? But you can always pull smooth, add banking, curve it after, you know, bank it afterwards. You could do all that stuff. So it really needs that last 20% polish between transitions, you know, and just going from one spot to another, smoothing it so it's more gradual than rapid. Or we saw on one of those neck breaking, which coaster was it? So this one, right? Like, that should never be a thing. You need to ease downward, and this should look like an S, not a kink. So with that said, I think that's plenty of feedback for you to go forward with. And talking about the mini contest as a whole, I did get a little concerned because I did hear Darks was finished already, or maybe he was joking, but he showed like he built like 40,000 pieces and filled the whole thing up in a day. And I wouldn't expect less of him. I would imagine
he builds like a maniac.
He does. And then this creator is a new builder, and they finished in a day. And I'm starting to go, okay, well, we gave you guys 2 months. Maybe that's too long. We're gonna have to take a look at everybody and their progress throughout, because 2 months for a 40 by 40 does seem like a little bit longer than, because I was looking at Wix's, and his was 60 by 60, and everyone did it in a month. And I guess the consensus was we didn't. Yeah, but 2 people almost makes it harder, because they're like, okay, what time can you work on this? Or it's just gonna be sitting for a day, you know, yada yada yada. Oh, I don't like what you did there. Can you change this? Okay, pass it back to me. you know? So I don't know. I didn't want everyone to be stressed out about the timeline, so we gave you 2 months. But at the same time, if people are already finishing and they're like, okay, I'm done, I'm not polishing it, that either means we're going to get a lot of disqualifications, or because I told everyone I want the best 40 by 40 I've ever seen, and listening to the rules and all that. And with this particular creator being finished already, didn't follow the rules, 5 coasters, not filled up, you know, and I want to see people push that a little bit further. And if you could do that in a day, then there's either something wrong with the rules that I set, or people aren't pushing themselves. So,
yep.
But this is a strong effort here from Matthew Scott here today, and it does say you're an unregistered member. It looks like you're participating in the contest. That's not going to go. That's not going to work out for you too well. If you're not a member, then you haven't been able to read the rules page. From looking at the creation, you didn't follow the rules. So you might want to join Discord and register, because we don't take submissions from unregistered members. So be sure to do that first, Matthew, and also listen to the feedback that we provided in today's episode. Fill that in a little bit more. Make it feel a little bit more lively as a theme park. Come up with a nice central area for your creations and try to theme some of the areas. As of right now, we're not seeing any themed areas in this. You know, even this water park area, you had a great opportunity to make that feel like a water world. So try to push your creativity. Try to push what you can do. You know, we didn't ride this coaster, and it actually looks like the best one.
Also, just looking at it now. Yeah.
So why don't we get on this, and we'll leave off the episode there after riding this.
Yeah.
Okay, that one just left. So let's get on this. And G-forces aren't too bad on this guy. I want to say that almost felt like a completely different person made that coaster.
Right? I was going to say exactly the same. Tarzan. Wait, let me look it up.
Tarzan? I featured that as a spotlight before.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Who made Tarzan? Movie coaster contest. Welcome back, everybody, to created by Princess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's Princess's coaster.
Oh, that's why. It felt like a different person.
Well, that's funny, because you know that's how recognizable your coasters are at this point. That we know that it wasn't you when we wrote it, like, immediately. So there are certain things to work out in that sense, where see what they did there and try to aim for those things. The theming's there, you know, the G-forces weren't over the top crazy. The ride transitioned from one thing to another. You have to kind of develop recognizing these things in your own creations. What can I do to improve this? And if you need help, that's what Discord's for, right?
Yeah.
A wonderful community, always providing feedback. So you can always
3,000 people to help you out.
Yeah, you can always just upload this as a blueprint and say, plot this down, what do you think? And someone will definitely give you some feedback. So try to take those things into mind when you create something next.
Yeah, and most people, I mean, you just have to like show the stats and a picture, and most people can already tell you what you need to improve. You know, they don't even have to download it.
Yep.
So,
and what I would like to see from you personally, go smaller and try to work on those things. So maybe you should apply for a coaster spotlight and do a blueprint, or try to, you know, do, I guess the mini park will actually be a good challenge for you. Filling in those areas, making sure your path works clean, and then I can give you some feedback. But with the mini park contest, we are doing advanced standards. So we have to see, you know, advanced quality in order for you to even get featured to get that feedback. Even though you're finished already, you might want to consider going back to it, or
disqualified.
Yeah. At this point, it breaks the rules. So yeah, take some of that feedback and then maybe think about it and approach your mini park contest with all that in mind. Boom. I think we get plenty of helpful feedback hopefully today. If you guys have anything else to add, leave it down in the comments below for Matthew Scott. Boom. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next spotlight. Bye now.
Bye now.